Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Tuesday, the 17th of January, 2023. I'm up close to the microphone because the air conditioning is on after an afternoon lunchtime swim. It's early afternoon here, and I'm about to play the New York Times hard level Sudoku. Indecision is one of my worst character flaws. Is it my worst? Or are there others that are even worse? Probably, maybe. I'm not sure. Could be my worst. Maybe. Is it my worst? I can't really decide. Anyway, you get the picture. So here's a first world problem that I was faced with today. Nothing serious. I've decided to take a short break. I mean, the shortest of short possible breaks, because I do have a sick cat that I can't leave. But I've decided next week I'm going to take a little tiny break. And so, of course, I decided to use the internet to book a hotel, as is the modern day way of doing things. And for an indecisive person, it's a nightmare. I mean, in the past, before we had the internet, many centuries ago, it feels like, I should just say that in the last century, right? You used to get a brochure and you could just flick through, you'd pick the destination. There were a couple of hotels that you could choose from, and there were a couple of pictures out of focus generally, and say that, well, I'll go with that one, and then after since I've been living in Thailand, haven't traveled much recently, but in the past I've always just got in the car or or got on a plane or wherever I'm going, and just get to a place and then go to a hotel and say, how much is it? And okay, let me in. Yeah, that's reasonable. Hotels are pretty inexpensive in Thailand, to be honest with you. And generally there are a lot of them, and so most of the time you can find somewhere that's pretty suitable, and sometimes you get some nice surprises like that. But of course, now we have the internet, and oh god. So for an indecisive person like me, it's that place looks really nice, but they don't have a pool. No, can't go there. That's no good. Or this hotel, yeah, the rooms look great, but it's too far from the beach. That will, you need to get in the car to go to the beach. Or maybe, well, this hotel is near the beach, but it has a swimming pool the size of a bird bath. That's no good. And it just goes on and on and on and on for hours. It took me hours. And then, of course, I ran into the problem of my recently lost email account. And it means that I dared not use that service because they would send me an email to confirm with my credit card, and there is no email. That email that email address doesn't exist anymore, and so I couldn't use that. So I had to set up new accounts and things like this. Oh, what a first world problem. Okay. Whilst I was chatting to you there, I was in fact looking at the grid, and I have in fact seen a New York Times style thing, which I will show you before I do anything else, and hope that it works out to be something useful. It may or may not turn out to be anything useful, but it is something I have seen because they are so close together. These 2s and 7s, they just jumped up at me and said, hey, we're close together. Would you like us to continue our relationship further along the line? And I'll say yes. You block up there and you block across here, and so we definitely have a pair of 2 and 7 in those squares. Now I haven't worked out anything else than that. I just know that we have 2 and 7 in those squares. So let's see if we can take it any further, shall we? 2 and 7. Well, I've got what do we know about 5s? 5 still possible in those squares. 6 is down here like this. 5s, 8s, not available here, but available like that. And the blocking 9 across here giving me nothing. So there you go. You win some, you lose some. Try to remember for me that's a pair of 2 and 7, would you? It might come in useful later on. All right. So plan A failed. Let's turn to plan B and see what else is available. You got a pair of 1s over there. Is that anything much? Not to me. Okay, what's going on with the 2s? Well, I see 2s up here. Down here, okay, nothing great really. We got a pair of 4s down here and a pair of 4s up here. Oh, no, not up there. Okay. 5s. Pair of 6s down here. So as well as these 6s up here, we've also got 6s in those squares. 7s. Aha, 7s down. Okay, we've got 7 across here as well. So that's a 7. And then I had this 4, didn't I? So let's put that 4 in before I go anywhere else. Now let's come back to the 7s in case there's more to do. We've got a pair there. Of course, I said the 2s and 7s are up there. Down here, 7s. Okay, how about this 4 now? Any chance on that? We've got 4s there. We've got 4s up there, which I think I said already. So now we've got 4s here and like that. That's not great news. Okay, 8s. And any info on easy 9s? Not really. Okay. Right, let's see what's missing from down here. We are looking for 2, we're looking for 6, and we are looking 2, 3, 6, I should say. Okay, we got a 3, we got a 6, don't know about the 2. 2's up there, no help. 3's up here. Yes, that's going to put 3's into those squares there. We got 3 blocking across here and 3 in those squares there. So that means these 2 squares will be 3. These 2 squares will be 3. And anything else is not clear to me. Now, what was the other thing down here? 2, 3, 6, right? So 6 in those squares. What do we know? 6 blocking. Yes, New York Times. Yes, this is 6 and 3 now, isn't it? Because 6 and 3 are in here. We're looking up and across here. So 6 and 3 across here now. Now, what does that mean? 6 blocks across here, 6 blocks across here, and 6 blocks up here. So that is our 6 indeed. And six up here, 6 down here. Here's a 6. So that's going to put the 6s in those squares, isn't it? Of course, it's down here as well, and like that. Okay, but now back up to this 2 and 7. Have I got anything else up here now? Does that help me? So I've got the 2 and the 7. So now the 5 blocking here. That means that this is a 5. So 5 is going to be in those squares. Does that mean anything much? I don't think it does really. The 9 blocks across here, so we get 9s in those squares. And the 8 we still don't know anything about. Oh dear. Right, now this is 6 and 3. So what else do we know? Now we've got the 4s blocking up here and up here. And of course this is 6 and 3, so that has to be our 4 then. So 4 across here, 4 across here, and 4 up here. That's going to give us 4s down here. And nope, that's still the same basically down there. Right, 6 and 3 again. I've got to keep doing it because my memory is so poor I'm likely to forget. So we have the 1 blocking this square and another 1 over here blocking this square. So we get a pair of 1s there. Does that mean much? 1s are here. Did I have anything else there? Don't know. So anything else? The 6 and 3 is a 1, 4, 5. Don't know. Eight is not very helpful today, is it? Really not a helpful digit at all. I'll remember this 8 next time you want a favor. Hmm. Let's do this again. So we've got ones in those squares, ones here, ones in those squares, and no, ones are blocked from here. This can't be one, can it? We got one across here, and one down here. So that, oh, excuse me, hit the wrong key, is a one. Now we have three blocking those two squares and three blocking this square. So here is our three. We have 9 blocking this square and 9 blocking this square. So here's our 9. And we're left with 5 and 8 in this column. Now, back up here now. Where was this? This was the 7 and 2, wasn't it? So now we've got 7 and 2 there. So the 5 blocks here, that has to be 5, in fact. And this is 7 or 2, and that's 7 or 2. So this has to be the other number. I can't work it out. It's an 8. Okay, and that's what we need down here as well, 8. We do not have any completed digits yet. Still looking for the first one. 3's across this way, so here's a 3. We already know the 3's are up here, right? And there. What else down here? The 2 and 6, right? So the 6 across here, that puts the 6 there, and the 2 here finishes that block. 6 across here, and across here, and right from down on high, the 6 will fill that square. I think that's as far as we can take them. Okay, I do believe we are missing 1, 5, 8, 9 in this column, and I see 1, 5, and 9 in the same row, so it's got to be an 8. Speaking of 8s, we have 8s down here, and across here, here's another 8. Missing numbers for this row are 2, 9 in those squares, and so the other 3 numbers are not 2, 9. They are 4, 5, 7. So we have 7s at the bottom, 5s on this side, and the 4s we still can't say anything about. Let's not say anything about the 4s. Let's not even talk about them behind its. Let's not even talk about it behind its back. Right, now this may be useful. Now this is 7, 2. We've known that since the beginning, right? Now I see 7, 2 here as well. So this also has to be 7 or 2. Oh no, this gets me back to 6, 3, which I've already worked out. The stupidity of the long distance Sudoku player. How does my brain forget these things? I don't know, but it does. Right, excuse me, ladies and gentlefolk. Doing dumb things again. Ah, but of course, actually, looking along the top now, of course, I see it now. You saw it ages ago, didn't you? Yes, well, thank you. Right, so this is 6 and 3, so this is 5 and 1, and of course this has to be 1, doesn't it? Because we've got our 1 blocking up here and across there, so that's our 1, and this will be 5, and we'll need a 5 for this column. And we are making pretty good progress, I'd say. Maybe not be whizzing along at high speed, but who needs to? I certainly don't. I don't have work to do today. I've been swimming and I'm just choosing hotels, and I do have some admin stuff to do, which I'm avoiding. So I'm playing Sudoku to avoid doing admin, a task I despise. All right, let's have an update on what's going on. So still have 1s in those squares, nothing really changed there. We've still got 1 in these, or we have 1 in these squares, I should say. We have 1s here. Do we know anything else? I think not. I haven't got any completed digits. Still don't have any completed digits. We've come quite a long way. Hmm. Hmm. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. No. Hmm. Well, I was hoping that I might get an easier finish than this, but doesn't look like I'm gonna. Okay, 9 down here and 9 across here, so that gives me a 9 there. Hmm. Okay, missing digits from this column 1, 2, 5, 7. We have 2, 5, and 7 in the same row. It's a 1. I think that could be a key number, actually. That might take us quite a way forward. There's a 1 there now, so 1 across here. I know this is a 1 then. obviously with the 1 blocking from down here. Now 6 blocks across here, that puts that square as a 6. This is our 3 because our 6 and 3 has been like that for ages. This must be a 3 as well, of course. Sixes across these 2 rows, puts a 6 there, and 8 blocks across here, so here's the 8 and leaves us with a 9. 6 is our completed digit. We have a completed 6. Nothing else just yet, though. There must be something else. There we go. 1's up here now and across here. That's the final digit 1. How are we doing on 2's now? No, can't finish them off yet. 3's. We have 3 across here and 3 up here, so this will be a 3, and then this will be 5, I think, to finish the row. 3 down here, 3 across here, so here's a 3, and 3 across here and 3 down here. That's the final 3. Four blocks across here, so here's the 4, and the 9 will finish this, and then 9 down here, 9 across here, here's a 9, and a 2, I believe it is. Yep, finishes there. 2 blocks up here. Of course, we had our 7 and 2, didn't we? So we now know that's the 2 and that's the 7. 7 blocks all the way across here. There's our 7. 7 down here and up here and across these 2 rows, so giving us a 7 there. Have we not finished 7s? Oh, no, 7 down here. There's 1 more to go. 7. Right, almost done now. No danger of failing this one, I think, unless I've made a mistake somewhere. The missing digit here is a 9, I think. Okay, the missing digit in this row is an 8. And the 8 blocks up here, so that gives us an 8 in that square. And here we're looking for a 2, I believe. 2 blocks all the way down here and across here, giving me a 2 there. There's 1 number for this column. Are you a 5? I think you are. Okay, we're also going to need a 5 there because of that 5. And here we need a 2, I think. Yep, 1 more number to go here. It looks to be a 4, I think. 4 blocks across here. Here's the 4. And a 5 finishes today's New York Times hard level game. I enjoyed playing that. I hope you did too. And with a bit of luck, I'll see you later. I only played 2 games yesterday, not 3. I was too tired, but I do have the strength, I hope, today to play a 3rd game later and maybe even a supplementary tonight. We'll see. Bye-bye.